Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Aditi Mehra. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 31st of March. Pakistan refuses to repatriate citizens from Bangladesh. Nearly 400 more Indians to return from war-stricken Yemen. And Bangladesh's civil society condemns continued attacks on freethinkers. And now, for all the details. Evacuation continues as more Indians began returning from Yemen by sea route on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Pakistan embassy officials have flown out of the strife-torn nation, leaving hundreds of Pakistanis behind.
An Indian passenger ship carrying some 400 nationals who were stranded in the conflict zone in Yemen is on its way back to India after the government stepped up evacuation of its citizens from the war-ravaged nation. 2 passenger airplanes have also been dispatched for airlifting those still stranded. There are an estimated 3,500 Indians, mostly nurses, working in various provinces of Yemen. Foreign Ministry said all efforts were being made to ensure the safe return of Indians.
Approximately 4,000 Indian nationals remain in the conflict zone in Yemen. As a government, we've launched a national endeavour to ensure their safe return back to India. As a first step today, 400 Indian nationals are being evacuated from Aden by the sea route.
While hundreds of Pakistanis also remain stranded in war-torn Yemen, the Pakistani ambassador to the Gulf state, along with his staff, made a quick exit and returned home. This has left hundreds in a state of confusion as their evacuation without a diplomatic mission becomes more difficult. So far, only 503 people have returned to Pakistan, with around 2,000 still stranded in the middle of an increasingly worsening situation.
Bangladesh civil society has called for an end to the targeted attacks on liberals and freethinkers in the country following the murder of secular blogger Washikur Rahman. He was the second progressive writer to be killed by extremists in Bangladesh in the period of just 1 month.
The Gano Jagaran Manch or People's Resurgence Platform of Bangladesh held a demonstration in Dhaka demanding arrest of killers of progressive blogger Washikur Rahman. Rahman was hacked to death by suspected fundamentalists early on Monday in the outskirts of the capital. Police have so far arrested 2 seminary students in connection with the murder, while another suspect is absconding. The Gano Jagaran Manch said people of Bangladesh have rejected murders in the name of religion. It also condemned the rise in attacks on liberals and freethinkers in Bangladesh.
বারবার এই হত্যাকাণ্ডগুলো ঘটছে তাদের শক্ত কোনো পদক্ষেপ আমরা এখন পর্যন্ত দেখিনি আমরা দেখিনি অভিজিৎ রায়ের খুনিদেরকে গ্রেফতার করবার ক্ষেত্রে সরকারের কঠোর কোনো অবস্থান আমরা দেখিনি সেই রাজীব হায়দার শোভনের হত্যাকারীদের বিচারের আওতায় আনবার ক্ষেত্রে কোনো কঠোর অবস্থান এবং এর ফলেই আজকে বারবার একের পর এক রাজীব হায়দার শোভন তারপর অভিজিৎ রায় তারপর আজকে এই ওয়াশিকুর রহমান বাবুকে এই বলি হতে হলো
Rahman's murder comes barely a month after Avijit Roy, an atheist blogger, was hacked to death by suspected extremists in Dhaka. Despite the FBI also joining the probe, investigators have not made any solid progress in arresting the assassins of the US national. Bangladesh has seen an increase in attacks targeting secular and liberal writers in recent years.
India has issued flood warnings in northern province of Jammu and Kashmir after incessant rain swelled up rivers. The latest disaster-like situation came just when people in the region were limping back to normalcy 6 months after floods caused mayhem in the picturesque valley.
Almost 7 months since devastating flash floods in Kashmir killed some 250 people and displaced more than 1 million others, residents in the mountainous region are again faced with potential floods brought on by several days of incessant rain. Already, severe landslides and collapsed buildings have killed more than 15 people.
इसमें 17 लोग हैं और 17 के 17 की डेथ हो गई है तो अभी तो रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चल रहा है.
Unseasonal rains and hailstorms have flattened about 10 million hectares of winter crops in the fertile northern and central Indian regions. And farmers concerned about unpaid loans have been desperate to find quick solutions. Reports account for at least 5 farmers in central India who have committed suicide in the past month.
हालात गंभीर है और लेकिन चिंता की बात नहीं है, इसमें फिक्रमंद होने की बात नहीं है, बहुत कोई ज़्यादा पैनिक की बात नहीं है। हालात कंट्रोल में आ गए हैं, पूरी तरह से स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की मशीनरी, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के जो पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस हैं, जो फौज के लोग हैं जो इस काम में लगे हुए हैं, पूरी मजबूती के साथ काम कर रहे हैं।
The plight of farmers, who make up the majority of voters in this region, is a setback for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Modi-led Bharatiya Janata Party wants to consolidate power by winning local elections in rural provinces over the next 2 years. And the latest deluge in Kashmir could spell trouble for the Prime Minister's party, which forms part of the coalition government that won last year's state elections in Jammu and Kashmir. And the report card does not look good for the Jammu and Kashmir coalition government so far. Observers have criticized it for having failed to heed early warnings from the meteorological agency.
The Maldives Parliament has passed a new law banning prisoners from political parties' membership, further deepening the political crisis in the country. The move will effectively strip jail former president and opposition leader Mohammad Nasheed as the chief of Maldivian Democratic Party. The MDP, which boycotted parliament proceedings on Monday, accused the government of using its absolute majority to wipe out the opposition. Nasheed, the first democratically elected president of Maldives, was sentenced to 13 years imprisonment earlier this month for terrorism charges. Observers, including the UN and the Amnesty International, have condemned Nasheed's trial. Amnesty called it a travesty of justice, while the UN said it made a mockery of the constitution. Pakistan has refused to take back its citizens stranded in Bangladesh following the Liberation War of 1971. According to Pakistan Foreign Ministry, those people who were left behind following the partition were the responsibility of the separated country of Bangladesh after the war.
The Pakistan Supreme Court resumed hearing of a petition on Monday filed by the stranded Pakistanis General Repatriation Committee regarding the repatriation of Pakistanis currently stranded in Bangladesh. Their problem, majority of them Biharis, dates back to the partition of India and Pakistan. Most of them are living in the Bihari camp in dingy vicinity around Dhaka, locally referred to as the market camp, with no basic amenities. Pakistani's Foreign Office in its latest report has stated that 400,000 to 500,000 stranded Pakistanis residing in Bangladesh were the responsibility of Bangladesh government. Islamabad said it has already repatriated a large number of non-Bengalis. It added that the Biharis are the citizens of Bangladesh and had voted in the Bangladesh elections of 2008 and 2014, hence were not the responsibility of Pakistan anymore.
Badminton player Saina Nehwal will become the first Indian woman to attain a world #1 ranking when official standings are released on Thursday. The talented 25-year-old replaces China's Li Zueri as the top woman shuttler.
Even at a time when sports fans in India are disappointed with the country's failure to defend the Cricket World Cup, there's still plenty to be proud of outside of the Oval. Come Thursday, India can celebrate the announcement of a world's best woman player in the sport of badminton. Saina Nehwal's #1 status will raise eyebrows as Chinese players have dominated the top spot for as long as anyone can remember.
नहीं, आई थिंक मैंने तो कभी कुछ भी नहीं सोचा था कि ये सब आ जाएगा मुझे, लेकिन काफ़ी कुछ अचीवमेंट्स आ गए हैं और आज वर्ल्ड #1 भी बन चुकी हूँ, ओलंपिक मेडल भी ले चुकी हूँ, तो काफ़ी अचीवमेंट्स आज अचीव कर रहे हैं मैंने, लेकिन ये सिर्फ मुझे मोटिवेट करते हैं और अच्छा खेलने के लिए और आगे बढ़ने के लिए और बेटर परफॉर्मेंस देने के लिए, तो सब एक गिफ्ट की तरह आ रहा है. आई फील ब्लेस्ड एज ए सेड कि मुझे जो भी चीज़ें मैंने सोची थी या ड्रीम करी थी कभी, आज वो मुझे मिल रही हैं और आई एम वेरी वेरी हैप्पी विद दैट.
It hasn't been easy to get to the very top for Saina. She was born in Haryana, a province notorious for its gender inequality. After overcoming the gender stereotype, she next had to battle through injury, countless defeats at the hands of the Chinese, and criticism when she changed coaches. But she persevered and grew in confidence. Success followed. Her most recent achievement coming last weekend in New Delhi when she clinched the maiden India Open Super Series title. Coach Vimal Kumar has been proud of her success but remains cautious.
I like her work ethics. I know her as a small kid, and so she's really done well, and so I'm quite pleased. Now she needs to find that consistency. She has to perform well at the World Championships, the Olympic Games next year. So many events coming up, and showing that consistency. So that is the key.
As world number 1, Saina hopes to inspire other women athletes and hopefully bring attention and recognition to less popular sports in India.
It is a tradition to cut cakes and celebrate the moment, but this occasion made it different. Let's take a look at how the staple food turned the tables in southern India.
It might be an inseparable part of the breakfast tables in every household of Tamil Nadu, but it managed to win hearts from around the world this time. Residents of provincial capital Chennai cut a huge rice cake to mark the World Idli Day on Monday. Idli or rice cake is a popular food item without which the menu in most states of southern India is incomplete. People from all across the state came together to mark the special day.
Idli is the most important breakfast menu in Tamil Nadu as well as southern India, as also elsewhere in the world. These idlis are available only in south mainly now, but now it is spread all over the world.
The idea was endorsed by the Tamil Nadu Cooking Organization and idli vendors who have spent most part of their lives in making the rice cake famous in Indian cuisine. March 30th would be now celebrated across the globe as World Idli Day every year.
The best of the fashion world combined with the most stylish of Bollywood to make this event high on glamour. Take a look at who all came to support their favorite designers.
The Lakme Fashion Week Summer Resort 2015 turned heads for its high-end dose of Bollywood celebs. Dusky beauty Chitrangada Singh added an extra pop of colour to the vibrant collection of ace designer Tarun Tahiliani, who used exquisite artworks to create prints on fabrics contrasted perfectly with his signature drapes and cuts. Model turned actor Sophie Chaudhary was at her flamboyant best as she turned showstopper for Shobhika Davda's Papa Don't Preach collection. Actor Rajkumar Rao debuted on the runway for designer Kunal Anil Tanna. He looked dapper in a scarlet-toned suit. Actor turned designer Mandira Bedi, known for his signature saris and drapes, called in Bollywood veteran Shabana Azmi, who lit the ramp on fire with her rare appearance. Bedi said all her garments were inspired from the holy city, Banaras.
As a designer, you have to visit Banaras for its fabric, for its booties, for what it is. It's like the Mecca as far as fabric is concerned. And I made a trip to Banaras, and that's where I decided to inspire my collection for summer resort.
Actor Neha Dupia added glamour to Sonu Dharnidharka's enigmatic and enchanting collection titled Eos, inspired by Greco-Roman fashion. Couturier Suneet Verma's regal show got a boost as Nargis Fakri turned a royal bride for him, looking every bit exquisite. Karishma Kapoor also lit the ramp on fire for Neha Agarwal, who unveiled her blended collection of Indo-Soviet summer outfits titled From Russia with Love.
What I'm wearing at the same time, it's so vibrant but very ethereal also. And very trendy, young, even though it's inspired from something which is very old and traditional. Which is a great blend, which is something that I think suits me.
It was a starry finale to the extravagant fashion fiesta as A-listers of Tinseltown came to cheer for designer Anamika Khanna. Actor Saif Ali Khan, Simi Garewal, Deepika Padukone, Jacqueline Fernandez and Sonakshi Sinha, apart from Neeta Ambani, were some of those who came. Wrapping the 5-day fashion week, Khanna called in actor Kareena Kapoor to become her muse for the day. She blended the art of sculpting and desculpting with structured drapes, displaying the best work of Indian crafts.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Pakistan refuses to repatriate citizens from Bangladesh. Nearly 400 more Indians to return from war-stricken Yemen. And Bangladesh's civil society condemns continued attacks on freethinkers. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter at SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.